Today I thought we could go over some of the basic mistakes that people make when they're doing a massage at home. It's not a professional massage, although I would argue that there'll be pros that forget this too. It's some of the common mistakes that people make when they're asked to do like a little shoulder rub, little back massage, even the feet, you name it. Here are some of the common things that it's easy to forget, but it's also really easy to rectify them. So the first one is, and it won't be a surprise if you've been watching the channel for years, it's your pressure. You either can go too heavy because you think that everybody wants a deep massage and it can be really sore, or you can go too light and it's just like a tickle. And you know my theory about being too light, it's either because someone's not confident doing massage or it's because they secretly don't want to be asked to do a massage, so they're deliberately rubbish so that you don't ask them. But we're on to you, we know it. So with your massage, just remember to ask the person. So again, we're just demonstrating on the shoulders here, we're not even using any oils. When you are massaging someone, think about the pressure as being firm, but not so heavy that you can actually cause someone discomfort, but also not so light that it actually just feels like a tickle and it's an irritation rather than a really nice firm massage. Now everyone is different and everyone will have a pressure that works for them. Some people like a deep massage, some people prefer it more light. You can't do a deep massage if you don't have the strength in your wrists to do a deep massage. But likewise, if you have the strength, but you presume that everybody wants a really deep pressure, you can actually cause someone discomfort. You can actually cause an injury if you go in there really deep and that person's muscles and their tissues and their physiology can't take it. And you know the easiest way to find out if your pressure actually matches what that person's looking for? It's to ask them. So if they want to switch off and go to sleep, absolutely let them do that. But before they do, just at the very initial stages of the massage, say to them, how is that pressure? Is that pressure okay for you? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say it's lovely. Sometimes they'll say, I could take it deeper, and other times they might say, that's a little bit too much for me, could you ease off? But that's the only real way to figure out if you've got the right pressure, is not to presume, not to project what you want, but to ask them. Second tip that's so easy to forget, and it leads on from the pressure that you're using. If you're doing a massage and you've got your way that you do it and everybody tells you that they love it, but then someone, again, could be partner, friend, family member, and you think, I'll pull out all my moves for my massage, and you don't actually know if they like it or not. One of the ways that you can figure it out quite quickly is the body language. If someone is completely relaxed and their shoulders are easing off and the head's starting to tilt down and you can feel them nodding off and you can feel the muscles relaxing, chances are it's working a treat. You know what you're doing, it's working, you can see them loosening off. But we need a little bit of acting here. Here are some of the ways you can tell with body language that the massage is not doing it for that person, and it's not necessarily you, it could be how they're feeling. If they've got a little pulled muscle, it could be that you're helping them. Maybe they've got a little muscle round about here that feels a bit pulled and you're working away on it. Yes, it's going to be sore because you're releasing the lactic acid, you're helping to release any knots and nodules. But if you're just doing a massage and there are some key indicators that they're not enjoying it, it could be things such as, and if you can demonstrate for me, bring your shoulders right up just now. So I am massaging someone and their shoulders were down here and now they're up. They are not relaxed, they are not enjoying that. So something tells me that that's wrong. Yeah, you can relax your shoulders again now. If they possibly sort of just start to sort of loosen up and clench their jaw, that can be another one. So the jaw clenches, they're tight, the neck tightens, all these little things that let you know this person's not relaxing. There is a muscle here, sternocleidomastoid. If that tenses and you see this big tight muscle here, chances are they're not enjoying that. If you're working on the leg and the leg tightens and clenches, the toes clench, you're working on the arm, the fingers clench, all these little signs that that person's not enjoying it. Maybe you're working on their face and you can just see their jaw and their teeth all these little signs tell you with the body language they are not enjoying it. They've tightened right up. Now, obviously, if there's pain there, we want to know why there's pain there. So you might want to stop the massage if it's undiagnosed pain and you might actually be making something worse. But if it's possibly just your massage and it's not gelling with them, then look at the body language and decipher that something needs to change and ask that person, is this massage uncomfortable? Are you sore? And sometimes they'll say to you, it's sore, but this pain because again you could be working through a tightness, it could be a lot of build up of tension and it's a pain that feels good to release that tension, and they might say it's uncomfortable but please keep going. So you could be working up and down the neck and they could be like ow, but it's a good ow because you're releasing that tension and tightness. But we know the difference between ow, that hurts, stop. And depending on the relationship, someone might say, stop, that's really sore, or they might try and grit their teeth and get through it. So watch that body language, watch the body language and just make sure that you're reading the signs, and if someone's too polite to tell you, know when to stop and adapt your technique. My final tip for today, again, no surprises if you do your massages regularly or you watch the channel frequently. A lot of people watch things on TV or they have trained and they've forgotten their basic training, and it's when they want to, after they've loosened up, when they're coming to the end of a massage and they think, I'll do a little bit of the hacking and the cupping, some of this and some of this. But they forget that they need to keep their wrists loose, because if you don't keep them loose, it's a chop and it just hurts and it's not pleasant. And quite often you'll see, as I've mentioned before, on television shows when it's just a bit of acting, and you'll see the actors pretending that they're a masseuse or a massage therapist and they're chopping away, and that's sore. Loose wrists, because then you're having the effect on the muscle, but it shouldn't be painful. It should be, again, effective, comfortable, doing what you need it to do. If you're hacking and cupping and you've got these tight hands that have no flexibility in them, sore. Bit of flexibility, effective. So as long as you know what you're doing, if you're doing anything like this in the house and you're comfortable and you know which bits to avoid, and you might even be a pro but you're just reminding yourself of the basics, loose wrists. Otherwise it's just painful and it just feels as if it's more like an attack than a massage. So keep it loose, way more effective. And when we were training, we were advised to train on a pillow so you could get a feel for it. And again, if someone is willing to be your model, if you're practicing, then just get them to give you an honest opinion, because it should feel firm and effective, but not sore, not uncomfortable, not painful. So those are the three basics that quite a lot of people know already, do already, but quite a lot forget. So let me know if you use these tips, if there's something that when you're having a massage, you think, oops, they've forgotten that, or they don't remember that we're not all the same. I'd love to know. If you do massages at home, if you're the person that does the favours for everyone, I'd love to know what you always remember as your tip to keep everything nice and relaxed and effective for everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.